Hey everyone, welcome to Mythology Explained. In today's video, we're going to discuss the 9 kings of hell. We're going to examine each king one at a time, but before we dive into these 9 malignant, maleficent, and malevolent masters, we're going to start off with a quick preface that speaks to the source on which this video is based, and to the many conceptualizations that define the demonic hierarchy given by various sources over the centuries. Let's get into it. The video is based on The Lesser Key of Solomon, which is a grimoire on demonology that was put together in the 17th century. Though the author is unknown and the book seems to be based on information already compiled and circulated in previous centuries, it has remained a seminal work of demonology. In The Lesser Key of Solomon, about half the pages are dedicated to codifying 72 demonic entities of Hell's hierarchy. There is an individual entry for each of the 72 entities in which their rank, appearance, and power is outlined, as well as how to invoke them through summoning and binding. The hierarchy comprises 7 tiers, 9 kings, 23 dukes, 7 princes, 15 marquises, 14 presidents, 10 earls, and 1 knight. Some demonic entities occupy more than 1 rank, which is why the hierarchy in the aggregate features more than 72 entries, the number of demonic entities discussed in the book. Concerning the number of demon kings, you may be familiar with a different number, likely 7, and with different demons. This is because there are many sources that define the upper echelons of Hell's hierarchy. For example, in the Treatise on Confessions by Evildoers and Witches, a classification prepared by Peter Binsfels, a German theologian, near the end of the 16th century, there are 7 princes or kings of hell, each of them associated with one of the 7 deadly sins. They are Lucifer, pride, mammon, greed, Asmodeus, lust, Leviathan, envy, Beelzebub, gluttony, Satan, wrath, and Belphegor, sloth. And just one final comment before we dive into the list. You will hear the word exorcist said many times. In the context of The Lesser Key of Solomon, exorcist means someone conjuring evil spirits with the intent of harnessing their demonic power, not referring to benevolent, God-fearing priests endeavoring to expel hellish forces from the bodies of possessed victims. Starting us off is Baal. The first spirit, Baal, rules in the east. He can assume many diverse shapes, appearing as a man, as a toad, as a cat, or as an amalgamation of all 3. He speaks hoarsely, can turn people invincible, and governs 66 legions of demons. Up next we have Paimon. The 9th spirit, Paimon, is very obedient to Lucifer. His appearance is that of a man riding a camel with a resplendent crown atop his head. A spirit troupe of musicians, trumpets, cymbals, all sorts of instruments in this odious orchestra, is his harbinger. His voice is both booming and unintelligible, so he cannot be understood unless compelled. All arts and sciences, and many secret things, are his to teach. His hidden knowledge includes what the earth is and how it remains buoyant in water, and what and where the mind is. Nothing is hidden from him, so he can answer any question one desires the answer to. He can bind any person to another, making them subservient. Many good familiars can he grant. Those who seek to invoke him must do so while facing west. Offerings must be made, and when he appears, 2 kings, Label and Abelim, and 25 legions will be in his train. He governs 200 legions of demons. At number 3 we have Beleth. The 13th spirit, Beleth, rides a pale horse, and trumpets and many other instruments herald him everywhere he goes. Upon first being summoned by an exorcist, a furious mood will be upon him. The exorcist must draw on all their courage and resolve so as not to become daunted or discomposed. Here's the passage that delineates the necessary steps for a successful encounter. A hazel wand in his hand, striking out towards the south and east quarters, make a triangle, without the circle, and then command him into it by the bonds and charges of spirits as hereafter followeth. And if he doth not enter into the triangle, at your threats, rehearse the bonds and charms before him, and then he will yield obedience and come into it, and do what he is commanded by the exorcist. Beyond those instructions, others too must be heeded. Receive him with courtesy, pay homage to him, and make sure a silver ring is on the middle finger of your left hand, and that your left hand is held against your face. Once brought forth, Beleth manifests every possible love and pleasure until the exorcist's desires have been satisfied. He governs 85 legions of demons. Up next we have Person. The 20th spirit, Person's appearance is insidious, of a comely look that belies his true nature, one utterly saturated with evil, every fibre black and fraught with corruption, as are the other 8 entries. He looks like a man with a lion's face, and though not appearing entirely human, he is fair to look upon. Only a cruel viper grasped in his hands warns of what lurks beneath the surface. A fierce and feral bear serves as his mount, and the bray of trumpets precedes him everywhere he goes. The depths of his knowledge gives the impression of near omniscience. Here's the description. He knoweth all things hidden, and can discover treasure, and tell all things past, present, and to come. He can take a body either human or aerial, and answereth truly of all earthly things both secret and divine, and of the creation of the world. Many good familiars can he bestow, and he governs 22 legions of demons. At number 5 we have Asmodee. The 32nd spirit, Asmodee, another name for Asmodeus, is described as a king characterized by greatness, strength, and power. He has 3 heads, that of a bull, that of a man, and that of a ram. He has the treacherous tail of a serpent. Gouts of flame shoot from his mouth, and his feet are webbed like those of a goose. He rides a hellish dragon and wields a lance with a banner near the tip. Unlike the other demons considered kings in the Lesser Key of Solomon, it is written that Asmodee is subordinate to a Mammon, under whom he is the first and choicest. When calling on him, the exorcist must ensure that the conjuring takes place abroad. Furthermore, it is imperative that Asmodee stand on his own feet and remove any cap or headdress, elsewise a Mammon will taint the process with his deceptiveness. Once Asmodee can be seen in his bestial form, the exorcist must say, "Art thou Asmodee?" He cannot deny his identity when asked directly, and he will bow down on the ground. Wicked though he is, he has much to give and teach, such as the arts of arithmetic, astronomy, geometry, and all handicrafts. As well, invisibility and hidden treasures are his to bestow. He governs 72 legions of demons. Up next we have Vinay. The 45th spirit, Vinay, is described as an earl in addition to being a king. In the form of a great lion, he rides upon a black horse and grasps a viper in his fist. The purview of his office includes the discovery of secret things, magic wielders like wizards and witches, and in a temporal sense, virtually anything, as things past, present, and future are of great import to him. His powers can be harnessed to devastating effect by an exorcist who conjures him. When subdued and channeled, his black art can erect stout towers, reduce walls of stone to rubble, and unleash tempests to churn the seas. He governs 36 legions of demons. At number 7 we have Balaam. The 51st spirit, Balaam, is described as a terrible, great, and powerful king. He has 3 heads, that of a bull, that of a man, and that of a ram, and he has a serpent's tail and flaming eyes. A hunting hawk rests on his fist, and a huge, furious bear serves as his mount. With his hoarse voice he uses his deep knowledge to impart true answers, exhuming the past, elucidating the present, and prognosticating the future. People who carry favor with him may be endowed with preternatural gifts, like superlative wit, and with supernatural gifts, like invisibility. He controls 40 legions of demons. Up next we have Zagan. The 61st spirit, Zagan, often takes the form of a bull with griffin's wings, though he sometimes cloaks himself in man's skin and takes human shape. His powers include bestowing wit and wisdom, transmuting liquids, specifically wine into water, blood into wine and water into wine, and metallurgical alchemy, this last allowing him to transform inexpensive metal into gold and silver coins. He governs 33 legions of demons. Our final entry is Belial. The 68th spirit, Belial, was created early on, second only to Lucifer. In form, he appears as a pair of sublime angels seated in a chariot of fire. With his imperious and melodious voice, he claims to be the first to have fallen from heaven, plummeting to the infernal depths from the glorious realm in which he once resided. Furthermore, he claims to have fallen from the loftiest of stations, one even more worthy and ancient than Michael and the other heavenly angels can boast. He is the giver of gifts, bestowing wealth and prestige. But take care, for only falsities and twisted boons that thwart their receivers will he impart, unless he is appeased by the exorcist with gifts and sacrifices. He gives excellent familiars, and he governs 50 demonic legions. And that's it for this video. If you enjoy the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, leave your video suggestions down below.